This is Louise for MMA Crazy, and we're here with Mike Chiesa. How are you finding it here in Rotterdam?
Loving it. Had a couple days to explore the city. Definitely enjoying myself.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think about having to come over here? Obviously, guest fighter, you're going to be doing the Q&A.
I didn't mind it at all. I actually called the UFC and I asked them if I could come here and do the guest fighter. I always like to, when I get done with the fight, get out and travel a little bit, and it's always good to go enjoy a win at a UFC event in a different country. It's a lot of fun.
Have you seen much of Europe then? If you like to do lots of travel?
Yeah, I've actually traveled a lot since I was a kid. I have a lot of family in Europe, a lot of family in Italy and stuff. So, I'm accustomed to traveling a lot since I was a kid. So I definitely enjoy it.
We've got some great fights on this card. So what are you most looking forward to seeing?
Ooh, that's a tough call. I'm really excited to see the debut of Josh Emmett from Team Alpha Male. He's a very tough kid. He's in shape. He stepped up on short notice, but he was already training for a title fight this weekend. So it's interesting to see him step up, come into the UFC, and a lot of hype around him. I'm very close with the guys from Team Alpha Male, so I've always heard a lot about him. Really excited for the main event, Overeem and Andre Arlovski. Andre has been one of my all-time favorites since before I ever even competed in the sport, and Alistar, as we all know, he's a man of legend, so it's a lot of good fights to look forward to.
What would you predict the outcome for the main event?
It's tough to say. If I was to pick, it's going to be a knockout. Which way it goes, I don't know. But that's what's tough with heavyweights. One guy's always going to go down. So, But if it was up to me, I'd like to see Andre. I'd like to see Andre win.
So we've heard some news. Obviously, nothing's been confirmed. So I'm hoping that maybe you can shed some light. That you might be. There's been talks about you fighting Tony Ferguson in South Dakota.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it. I have nothing to confirm. I don't know. That's kind of been what the rumor is around these parts, but I have nothing I can confirm on that matter. Yeah.
Because that's a fight that you wanted, isn't it, with Tony Ferguson?
Yeah, it's a good fight. It'd be a great fight for the fans. I think he'd bring the best out of me, and I think I could do the same for him. It'd be a really good fight for the fans. Definite fight of the year candidate, but definitely I could see that being a fight I can win. So, hopefully the rumors become true. Who knows? But I have nothing I can confirm on the matter.
So if it did get confirmed, how would you approach that fight in terms of your preparations, and how would you see your styles matching up?
I would approach it the same as I do all my other fights. We prepare well. You can't divulge too much in terms of what we would do for a game plan, but I know that I would show up 100%. I know that I could give him a good fight, and I know I could win. So, if this rumor turns out to be true, then we'll see what happens. But I have nothing I can confirm on the matter.
So obviously, Sid, this is a fight that you would like because you know that you could, get a fight of the night. Obviously, you've had lots of fight of the night bonuses before. But what would you say? Obviously, you're asking for this fight because you think you can potentially beat him. So what would you say your strengths would be over him?
Well, for me, I'm not chasing a fight of the night. When I go out and compete, I'm not looking to make a fight of the night. I like to go out and just compete and fight my fight, and those things just fall in place naturally. For me, I just see it being a fight that, I want to be a world champion. That's my goal. My goal is to wake up one day and be the best in the sport, and this would be a step in the right direction if I was able to get this fight. It's a step in that direction. He's number 3. He was about to get that number 1 contender fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov. I think that Khabib, once Ramadan's over, he's going to be next in line to fight for the title. So I think this is a fight. That's why I'm campaigning for it. That's why I'm creating rumors and doing certain things, because I'm trying to get the fight. But there has been no talks of it. There's nothing I can confirm. But if I do get the fight, I'll prepare the same way I always do, and we'll get the same outcome we always do, and that's a win.
So with a win over him, obviously, if it did go that way, how important would that be for your career, and where do you think that would put you in the mix?
I'll tell you where it would put me. I would get on the mic, and I would tell Joe Rogan, you're not going to see me step in this octagon again until I'm either fighting in a main event in Italy, or if it's for a world title. That's it. I mean, there's nothing. If I was to get the fight, it'd be on a 4-fight win streak, and I'd progressively work my way up from beating the 13th guy to the 7th guy to the 3rd guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have much more of a. That's why I want the fight. I want the fight. I want to fight the best guys. Tony is the best guy. you know, and I feel like I'm the man for the job. So, you know, hopefully I've created enough buzz, enough rumors that I can force the UFC's hand to give me what I want. So we'll see what happens.
So an important fight coming up then, of course, that you're going to be having your eye on, obviously, is Dos Anjos and Alvarez. So what do you predict for the outcome of that fight?
You know, that's a tough fight to call because you don't know. Eddie Alvarez, there's two types of Eddie Alvarez that can show up. There's the Eddie Alvarez that we've seen show up that is the striker that can bang it out with anybody, that's dropping guys, knocking guys out. Or there's the Eddie Alvarez we saw against Anthony Pettis, which much more grappling heavy approach, using his wrestling, his cage work and stuff. So really, it's a tough call. I think that Eddie Alvarez, whichever version of him shows up, he could give Dos Anjos a lot of problems. You know, I'm pulling for Eddie though.
Okay, well, enjoy your time here in Rotterdam. Nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Absolutely.